Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. First up, we welcome back Maria and Jamie. You were on the show last time. Remember, everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final. This is your second chance. What happened last time, Maria?
We didn't have much luck with currencies.
That's right. You proposed a new currency called the Lima.
I did, yeah.
For Portugal.
I found out it didn't exist.
What do you hope is going to come up today?
Human anatomy would be a good one. History as well. I always had an interest in history since school, so that would be good as well.
That would all be good.
Yeah.
OK, well, last time you made it to the second round. This time as a returning pair, we've got to hope we're going to see you in the head-to-head, if not further. Very, very best of luck with that, Maria and Jamie. And next, we welcome Mike and Jane. Now, how do you two know each other?
We met at the airport 9 years ago.
You met at the airport 9 years ago?
Yeah, well, we both work at the airport.
So. Oh, I see, you work at the airport.
Sorry.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we met at the airport where we work 9 years ago. What are your interests, Mike?
For about a year and a half, I've started writing some poetry.
Will there be a Pointless poem anytime soon?
Yeah, I can read you part of the Pointless poem.
You have a Pointless poem already?
I have.
Oh.
OK, here we go. Presented by Alexander and Richard too, an exciting quiz for you to view. Test your knowledge and you will find those obscure answers in the back of your mind. 100 points is no good at all. Make the wrong choice and you will fall. 3 is great, 70 is a lot. Let's hope for 10 grand in that pot.
Oh, wow.
I would say 3 is great, 70 is a lot. Byron's a poet. Mike, maybe not. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Jane, what do you hope is going to come up today?
I quite like dramas, soaps, music, pop music, really.
OK, well, very best of luck, Mike and Jane. Great to have you here. And next, we welcome Malcolm and Laura. Now, how do you two know each other?
Father and daughter.
Father and daughter teams. Pretty...
Always good.
Always.
Actually, not always good. Sometimes terrible. But yeah. Statistically, usually pretty good.
Yeah. Very good. Malcolm, what do you hope is going to come up today?
Sport.
OK.
Music. Preferably 60s, 70s, 80s.
Laura, any particular favourite topics for you?
Everything that he doesn't know anything about. So, fashion, makeup, Madonna is a good one.
Very good. Well, very best of luck, Malcolm and Laura. Great to have you on the show. And finally, we've got Dan and Martin. Now, how do you two know each other?
Went through primary school, high school together.
Martin, what do you do?
I'm a supermarket fishmonger.
How long do you have to wash for before you...
A good half hour.
Fish.
It's a long process.
But seriously, a lot of people... I have met a few fishmongers in my time, and quite often I don't have to ask them what they do. Dan, what do you do?
I'm a graduate management trainee for an electrical wholesaler.
What do you like to get up to when you're not doing that?
I play a lot of sport. I've played practically everything: football, basketball, American football.
Very good. Anything you particularly like not to see, Dan?
Books.
Books?
Anything to do with books, literature.
OK. Great to have you on the show, Dan and Martin. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as it goes along. There's only one person left for me to introduce. We have to sneak him round the back door when he arrives because it's like a Justin Bieber gig out there, honestly. It's my Pointless friend. It's Richard.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Round 2 today is one of those questions that people are always asking for. A certain generation of people are always asking for question 2. I finally buckled.
2.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. In order to get through to the final round and be in with a chance of winning our jackpot, our contestants need to find the obscure answers those 100 people couldn't get. The fewer of the 100 people who knew the answer, the fewer points they will score. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people knew. And each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £2,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, in this first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever pair has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. So try and make sure it's not you. OK, our first category today is literature. Oh, Dan. I think this is what you said you wanted, right?
Yeah, I'll call a taxi.
OK. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our first question concerns works of literature with birds in their titles. Richard?
We're going to show you 7 works of literature here and their authors. Each of them have a bird in their title, but we've missed out the name of the bird. So can you fill in that blank, please? Give us a nice obscure answer, you'll score fewer points. An incorrect answer, though, Dan, is going to score you 100 points. 14 in all to guess at home. Very, very best of luck.
OK, Maria and Jamie, you all drew lots before the show, and today you get to go first. OK, so we are looking for the birds that complete the titles of these literary works, and we have got a Something for a Knave, Barry Hines, The Maltese Something, Dashiell Hammett, Ode to a Something, John Keats, The Something and the Pussycat, Edward Lear, Wild Something, Young Chang, Jonathan Livingston Something, Richard Bach, To a Something, Percy Shelley. I'll read those all one more time. A Blank for a Knave, Barry Hines, The Maltese Blank, Dashiell Hammett, Ode to a Blank, John Keats, The Blank and the Pussycat, Edward Lear, Wild Blank, Young Chang, Jonathan Livingston Blank, Richard Bach, To a Blank, Percy Shelley. OK, there we are. There we are. Works of literature with birds in the title. OK then, Maria, as always on Pointless, you're going to try and find the one that you think the fewest of our 100 people knew.
I'm glad I'm going first because I only know one, and that's The Owl and the Pussycat.
The Owl and the Pussycat, says Maria. The Owl and the Pussycat. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. The Owl and the Pussycat. Absolutely right. 78. It's a lot better than 100. 78 for Owl.
Yes, from 1846. It's a big old score, though, isn't it?
Now then, Mike. Mike.
Right, OK, I'm going to go for Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Seagull. Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Seagull. Absolutely right. 24. Not bad at all. 24.
Well played, Mike. Good answer from 1970 about a bird determined to have a meaningful existence.
Malcolm.
There's only one I definitely know, the one I think, but I'm going to have to go safe. The Maltese Falcon.
The Maltese Falcon. That's what you're saying. The Maltese Falcon. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Absolutely right. 65. 65, the Maltese Falcon.
Of course, Dashiell Hammett wrote lots of stories featuring Sam Spade. Humphrey Bogart played him in the film, rather famously.
Now then, Dan.
I think I might be able to salvage something. I'm going to go with A Kestrel for a Knave.
A Kestrel for a Knave, says Dan. A Kestrel for a Knave at the top of the board. What do you think, Martin?
Kez, it's local.
A Kestrel for a Knave. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Absolutely right, Dan. Down it goes. Great answer. Still going down. Oh, look at that. The best answer of the pass. A masterstroke, Dan. That scored you 8. A Kestrel for a Knave.
Yeah, well played, Dan. That's not just salvaging something, that's the best score of the round. And as you say, it was adapted by Ken Loach for the film Kez, A Kestrel for a Knave. Let's take a look at the rest of the board. You'll be good at these, I suspect. John Keats, Ode to a...
Nightingale.
Nightingale, absolutely. Would have scored you 30. Wild...
Swan.
Absolutely right, yeah. Would have scored you 13 points, Wild Swans. And To a... This is the best answer on the board.
I can't think what it is. I'm going to kick myself when you tell me.
To a Skylark.
To a Skylark.
To a Skylark. 3 points. Very well done if you said that at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores as they stand. Dan and Martin. What a triumph. 8 points. That's a brilliant score. Then we travel up to 24, where we find Mike and Jane. Up to 65, where we find Malcolm and Laura. 78. Not a bad score, but you are quite far in front. So, Jamie, a little bit of pressure on you. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more literary works on the board with the name of a bird missing from their title. And we have got The Blank Has Landed, Jack Higgins. The Blank Brief, John Grisham. The Blank, Edgar Allan Poe. Flaubert's Blank, Julian Barnes. The Blank Road, Ian Banks. The White Blank, D.H. Lawrence. And Blank Rise to Candleford, Flora Thompson. I'll read those all one final time. The Blank Has Landed, Jack Higgins. The Blank Brief, John Grisham. The Blank, Edgar Allan Poe. Flaubert's Blank, Julian Barnes. The Blank Road, Ian Banks. The White Blank, D.H. Lawrence. And Blank Rise to Candleford, Flora Thompson. Now remember, you are looking for the bird that is missing from each of those literary works' names. And obviously you're trying to find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. Martin, you're on 8. Cracking low score there from Dan. The high scorers on 78 are Jamie and Maria. If you can score 69 or less, you are definitely in the next round.
OK, well, I know a few. I'm torn between 2, but I'm going to go for The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
The Raven. The Raven, says Martin. You're on 8. There is your red line. You come below that red line, you are definitely in the next round. Let's see, is it right? How many people said The Raven for Edgar Allan Poe? Yep, you've done it. Very well done. Down it goes, 23. Great score. Takes your total up to 31.
I tell you, Dan and Martin mean business, don't they?
Yeah.
Pretty strong team. Yeah, The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe, absolutely right. It's a wonderful poem. There's also an episode of The Simpsons where Bart Simpson goes through the whole poem, which is rather wonderful as well.
There we are. Laura, you're on 65. The high scorers are still Jamie and Maria on 78, which means a score of 12 or less will definitely secure you a place in the next round.
There's no hope. Literature's my worst subject. But I do have 2. I'm going to go with one. I'm hoping it's less than the other one, but it's not going to be less than 12. The Pelican Brief.
The Pelican Brief, says Laura. The Pelican Brief by John Grisham. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said The Pelican Brief. 55. 55. Well, not bad. Takes your total up to 120.
Yeah, it's a solid answer. Laura makes the end of the round very interesting, though. Also a film in 1993 starring Julia Roberts.
Now then, Jane. You are currently on 24. The high scorers are Laura and Malcolm on 120. If you can score 95 or less, you are through to the next round.
Unfortunately, I only know one, and that's The Eagle Has Landed.
OK, that's the one you're going to go for. The Eagle Has Landed, says Jane. The Eagle. How many people said that? Absolutely right. Oh, 78. A high score, but it gets you through. Takes your total up to 102.
Yeah, good answer. Also gives us an answer to that question, what rhymes with seagull? Doesn't it? There you go. Mike went first, he said seagull. Jane went next, she said eagle. That's a poem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Now then, moment of truth. Jamie. The high scorers are now Laura and Malcolm. You're on 78. A score of 41 or less, and you're through to the next round.
Okay.
Talk us through the board.
Well, I think I know 2. The bottom one, I believe, would be Lark Rise to Candleford, but I think that'd be quite a high scorer. And I think the one above it, D.H. Lawrence, is The White Dove. So I think I'll go with The White Dove.
You're going to go with The White Dove. What do you think, Maria?
I haven't got a clue.
Here comes your red line. Below that red line, through you go. The White Dove. Is it right? How many people said it? Bad luck, Jamie, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. And that takes your total up to 178. I'm sorry. Richard.
Yeah, sorry, Jamie. It sounds right, doesn't it, The White Dove? It's actually the toughest answer on the board, that one. Do you know that is D.H. Lawrence's first ever novel?
White Peacock. The
White Peacock, absolutely right. Would have scored 1 point, so very well done if you said that at home. Let's go through the rest of the board. You were right with Lark Rise to Candleford, but it would have knocked you out. You're right, it's a very big score, 64 points. The Blank Road, Zander?
I don't know that one.
It's the Crow Road.
I should have known that one.
13 points. And
Flaubert's
Flaubert's Parrot by Julian Barnes, absolutely right. We scored 4. Very well done to anybody who went all the way through that board.
OK, well, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of the first round, the pair who are leaving us, I'm afraid, Jamie and Maria, our returning pair. It wasn't meant to play out like this. No. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I'm so sorry.
Never mind.
Anyway, I'm sorry, we have to say goodbye. But thank you very much for playing. Jamie and Maria.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So 4 pairs become 3 pairs. At the end of this round, 3 pairs will become 2. Well, I have to say, Dan and Martin, we nearly fell for that bluff. Yeah, oh, nothing from books. The lowest score by miles. Everyone else was in the hundreds. 31 was your score. Anything else you don't want to come up?
American sports, football.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, very good indeed. Well, Dan and Martin would seem to be the pair to beat, certainly based on that round. Good luck, all pairs. Our category for round 2 today is music. Music. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what our question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Elvis Presley UK Top 40 singles as they could. Elvis UK Top 40 singles. Richard.
Yes, we're looking for any single released by Elvis Presley or which has him as a named featured artist to reach the UK Top 40 prior to the end of March 2012, please. When he releases a double A side, they'll count as separate answers, but we won't accept EPs such as Strictly Elvis or Follow That Dream. So any Elvis Top 40 hit, according to the official charts company website. There's a huge amount of answers on this list, as you might imagine. Very best of luck, and very best of luck at home.
OK, thank you, Richard. Now then, Mike, how's Elvis for you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'll try Wooden Heart.
Wooden Heart. Sounds like a brilliant answer to me. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Wooden Heart. Absolutely right. A good answer, a great score. Very well done, Mike. A Wooden Heart. Wooden Heart.
Yeah, very well played. It's from the soundtrack of GI Blues. It's adapted from a German folk song. It was #1. It was its 7th #1. Became the first person ever to have 7 #1s.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many did he have in the end?
More than 7.
I'll say.
You know what? Knowing me, it'll come to me.
Laura, is this a good subject for you?
We'll see. We'll go with Love Me Tender.
Love Me Tender, says Laura. Love Me Tender. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Love Me Tender. Absolutely right. 20. Not a bad score. 20 for Love Me Tender.
Very well played, Laura. It's the title track from his first film, Love Me Tender.
Now then, Martin. Martin, a nice obscure Elvis hit.
To keep the rhyming theme going, I'm going to go for Return to Sender.
Return to Sender. OK, let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Return to Sender. Absolutely right. Oh, a great answer. What about that, Martin? Very well done indeed. 3 for Return to Sender. Richard.
Yeah, credited as Elvis Presley and the Jordanaires. And with that song, he became the first artist to have 13 UK #1s.
Oh, wow.
It's his 13th
How many #1s did he have, Richard?
I think he had 21 #1 singles in all. It's a lot, isn't it?
Good going. Anyway, well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Martin and Dan, once again, asserting their seniority on this round. Lovely low score of 3. Then we travel up to 10, where we find Mike and Jane, and then up to 20, where we find Laura and Malcolm. It's not an especially high score, but you are out in front, though. So, Malcolm, luckily, I think you're going to be brilliant on this. I'm banking on that. Very best of luck. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, so we are looking for UK Top 40 singles released by Elvis. Now then, Dan, you're on 3. The high scorers are Malcolm and Laura on 20. If you can score 16 or less, you are through to the next round.
Well, I don't think I'm going to get that, but I'll go with Heartbreak Hotel.
Heartbreak Hotel, says Dan. Heartbreak Hotel. Here comes your red line. Quite low. Below that red line, you are definitely in the next round. OK, how many people said Heartbreak Hotel? You've done it. Very, very well done indeed. 9 takes your total up to 12.
Well done, Dan. What a team. It was his first UK hit, and it was a top 40 hit from 3 times, Heartbreak Hotel.
Malcolm, you're the high scorers on 20. What are you going to give me?
It's got to have to be very low. I'm going to go for the girl of my best friend.
The girl of my best friend. That sounds like a brilliant answer. Let's see if it is. How many people said the girl of my best friend? It's right. Very, very well done indeed, Malcolm. It's exactly what we needed from you. A pointless answer. It adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £2,250. It scores you nothing, and it leaves your score at 20. Very, very well done indeed. Let's hope that's enough to keep you in the game, Richard.
Well played, Malcolm. You said you had to score low. That's as low as you can score. Girl of my best friend. It was a top 10 hit in 1976.
OK, well, thank you, Richard. Now then, very dramatic end to the round here, Jane. The high scorers are Malcolm and Laura on 20. You have to score 9 or less to stay in the game. Have you got a good answer?
Caught in a trap.
Caught in a trap, says Jane. Here is your red line. Quite low. If you can get below that red line, you are through to the next round. Caught in a trap. Is it right? How many people said it? Bad luck, Jane. Bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points, which takes your total up to an unbeatable 110. I'm sorry, Richard.
Yes, unlucky, Jane. So it's a lyric. You're thinking of Suspicious Minds. We're caught in a trap. And if you had said Suspicious Minds, you'd have scored 11 points. Would have been knocked out. So very unlucky. Let's take a look at some of the pointless answers, though. There's quite a few. A Fool Such As I. Blue Moon, that was a top 10 hit for Elvis. His cover version of Green Green Grass of Home was #1 for Tom Jones, not for Elvis, though. Love Letters was a pointless answer, another top 10 hit. My Baby Left Me, that was re-released in 2007 on the 30th anniversary of Elvis's death. So it's a very recent one. That was a pointless answer. His version of My Way, also pointless. It was a top 40 hit. Stuck on You was a pointless hit, again, with Elvis Presley and the Jordanaires. The 12th of Never, and You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, which is a top 40 hit 3 times for Elvis. There are other names there. Big Hunk of Love would have been pointless. Beyond the Reef, Indescribably Blue, Lordy Miss Claudie, Moody Blue, Party, Paralysed, Rip It Up. Lots of pointless answers there. Very well done if you got one of those at home. Can I have a little look through the top 3?
Yeah.
Number 3, we've already heard from Laura, actually. It's Love Me Tender, 20 points. Number 1 and number 2 actually got the same score, so they're both joint number 1. So the most famous Elvis song ever.
Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock, and Blue Suede Shoes is the other one. Jailhouse Rock, Blue Suede Shoes both scored 25.
Well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of that round, our losing pair with the highest score is Mike and Jane. Mike and Jane. And do you know what? Actually, you were so nearly right, but it was just, this always happens with songs. You can never quite remember what's the title of the song and what's just a lyric. It's been great having you on the show. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time. And Mike, let's have a poet next time. Specially commissioned for the occasion.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks very much, Jane and Mike. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Congratulations, Dan and Martin, Malcolm and Laura. You're now only 1 round away from the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £2,250. You're now going to go head-to-head, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. The great news is, from here on in, you can confer. Well, it's been quite a game so far. Dan and Martin. I mean, did you think you were going to end up here? First round, literature?
No, not at all, no.
Yeah, I don't believe a word you say. It's exciting. See, I don't even believe you're a fishmonger, Martin. fishmonger.
Maybe I'm not.
Yeah. Anyway, and Malcolm and Laura, you can now combine all your talents. You said that you each knew things the other one didn't. Now we get the two halves together. You're going to be unstoppable. Very exciting head-to-head. Very best of luck, both pairs. Let's play our head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns famous cathedrals. Famous cathedrals. Richard.
We're going to show you 5 pictures of famous cathedrals from around the world. We simply need you to tell us in which city are each of these cathedrals. Very, very best of luck. Most obscure answer wins.
Thanks very much. Let's reveal our 5 cathedrals, and here they are. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 cathedrals. You just have to tell us which city they are in. Dan and Martin, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
Is it St. Petersburg or something like that? I don't recognise any of it, but it's Russia.
OK.
Right, I've got it narrowed down to 2, I think. Neither are certain, so I'm going to say A is New York.
A, New York. A, New York, say Dan and Martin. Malcolm and Laura, talk us through the rest of the board.
What did you think B was?
B we thought was Notre Dame in
Notre Dame,
Paris. We thought A was
We thought
possibly
New York,
New York. We weren't sure though.
C we think is Coventry.
And E we thought was Moscow. So we're going to go with C, Coventry.
C, Coventry, you are saying. So we have A, New York from Dan and Martin. A, New York. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said New York for A. Absolutely right. $13. That's a good score. 13 for New York. Malcolm and Laura are saying that Coventry is C. C, Coventry. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. 13 is what you have to beat.
Ow!
Ooh. Not Coventry, as it turns out. An incorrect answer. So, after the first question, Dan and Martin, you are ahead 1-0.
It's actually Liverpool. It's the Catholic Cathedral in Liverpool. Yeah. And would have scored 33 points, so I actually wouldn't have seen you through. However, Laura, you were absolutely right about B. It is Notre Dame in Paris, and would only have scored 10 points.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
Wow.
So that would have won you the point there. The best answer on the board, well, let's clear up E as well, because you gave us that. That is Moscow, but again, quite a high scorer. Scored 32 points. And the best answer on the board is D.
Now, do you know what I think? For a moment, I was thinking it was St Giles in Edinburgh, but actually then Blue Sky. I think it could be Winchester.
And it is Winchester.
It is Winchester.
It is Winchester. 1 point that would have scored you. It's the best answer on the board. Very well done if you said that at home.
Now then, Malcolm and Laura, we need you to win this question, to stay in the game. Here it comes. It concerns Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe. Richard.
I'm going to give you 5 clues that will lead to facts about people or things associated with Marilyn Monroe. Can you give us the most obscure answer, please?
OK, let's reveal our 5 facts about Marilyn, and here they are. We have got... She was the first cover girl on this magazine, first published in 1953. The president to whom she famously sang Happy Birthday. Her last completed film. The song written in her honour by Elton John. And the actress who played her in My Week with Marilyn. I'll read those all one last time. She was the first cover girl on this magazine, which was first published in 1953. The name of the president to whom she famously sang Happy Birthday. The name of her last completed film. The song written in her honour by Elton John. And the actress who played her in the film My Week with Marilyn. There we are. 5 clues to facts about Marilyn Monroe. Malcolm and Laura, you go first this time.
Yeah, Kennedy was the president.
OK.
Okay, so we're going to go with the My Week with Marilyn. The actress is Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams, you're saying, who played her in the film My Week with Marilyn. Michelle Williams. Dan and Martin.
I think if that's right, we'll not beat it. So we'll play safe and go for the song. is Candle in the Wind.
Candle in the Wind. OK, Malcolm and Laura, you have to win this question. You've been given Dan and Martin's endorsement. Let's see, Malcolm and Laura. Michelle Williams, is that right? How many people said it? Absolutely right. $11. That's a great score. And I'm guessing that's going to keep you in the game. Dan and Martin are saying Candle in the Wind is the song Elton John wrote specially for her. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. 60. As you suspected. Which means after 2 questions, you're absolutely evenly tied. 1 all, Richard.
Got 2 good teams here, haven't we? Yeah, Michelle Williams, absolutely right. She received her 3rd Oscar nomination for playing Marilyn in that film. Let's take a look at the others. The president who she famously sang Happy Birthday.
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy, absolutely right. That would have scored 71 points. The cover girl, it's Playboy magazine, actually, would have scored 25. And the last completed film? It's also the last completed film with Clark Gable as well. It was The Misfits. Would have scored 5 points. It's the best answer on that board, so well done if you got that. Well done if you got all 5.
OK, thank you very much, Richard. Well, very exciting head-to-head. It's going to come down to this deciding question. Question 3. Whoever wins this goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Here it comes. It concerns 20th century UK Prime Ministers. 20th century UK Prime Ministers. Richard.
Yeah, we're simply going to show you the names of 5 people who are UK Prime Minister in the 20th century, but we've missed out every alternate letter of their name. Very best of luck, both teams.
OK, Dan and Martin did say they particularly didn't want politics. Good luck. Let's reveal our 5 UK Prime Ministers of the 20th century, and here they are. D blank V blank D, L blank O blank D, G blank O blank G blank, A blank T blank O blank Y, E blank E blank, A blank D blank E blank, B blank N blank R, L blank W, J blank H blank, M blank J blank R, and H blank R blank L blank W blank L blank O blank. I'll read them one more time without the blanks, you'll be pleased to hear. And here we go. DVD, LOD, GOG, ATOYEE, ADE, BNR, LW, JH, MJR, HRL, WLO. There we are. Now then, Dan and Martin, you get to go first.
That's got to be the lowest.
OK, Dan and Martin, you've arrived at an answer.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good idea for at least 4 of them. I'm going to go with one that I think will be low. I'm not certain of it. I think it's Andrew Bonar Law.
Andrew Bonar Law. Now then, Malcolm and Laura.
I think you've got it, that one there. I'm sure you have. I'm going to go for Anthony Eden.
Anthony Eden. So we have Andrew Bonar Law and Anthony Eden. Whoever wins this goes through to the final and plays for our jackpot. Dan and Martin, you've said Andrew Bonar Law. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Andrew Bonar Law. $14. That's going to be a tough one to beat, I think. You have gone for Anthony Eden. Let's see how Anthony Eden does. 14 is what you have to beat. Anthony Eden. He's right. How far down is it going to go? Oh, 41. Wow. Well, that's decisive. Which means, after 3 questions, Dan and Martin are through to the final 2-1. Very well done.
A very high quality head-to-head there. That's actually the best 2 answers up on that board as well. Andrew Bonar Law, nicknamed the Unknown Prime Minister, rather aptly, served for just 209 days in 1922 and 1923. David Lloyd George would have scored you 53. John Major would have scored you 91, his score. And he'll be pleased with that, won't he, if he's sitting at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would perk him up. And Harold Wilson would have scored you 75. So, as I say, great head-to-head. Well done if you got all 5 of those at home. I suspect we'll see great things from you next time.
Thank you very much, Richard. So our losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, Malcolm and Laura. Creditable performance, though, and I think you would have got Bona Law, I'm sure. There you go. Well, listen, Malcolm and Laura, the great news is we'll see you again next time. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. Meantime, thank you very much for playing. Great. That's good. But for Dan and Martin, it's now time for our pointless final. Well, congratulations, Dan and Martin. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £250. Well, you've made very, very quick work of that. You've just rinsed it. In fact, no, what you've done is you've descaled it, topped and tailed it, and filleted it. Amazing. What are you hoping is going to come up in this round? What will be the perfect choice?
Football.
Football.
Football,
American football.
Oh, basketball, even better.
Basketball.
The work of Armstrong and Miller. So.
Oh, really? Oh. You are definitely winning. Very good. OK, so the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. We've had one pointless answer on the show today. You only have to find one more, and you will go home with that jackpot. Firstly, you've got to choose a category, and you have a choice of 5 options. They are 20th century literature, international statistics, beautiful people, film, art and design.
Well...
International statistics is ambiguous.
It's between 2. Film and international statistics.
20th century, if it's something like that.
No.
It's going to be...
No. We looked our way through literature once, we're not doing it again. I think film. I genuinely think film. Film and just hope for a bit of luck,
film.
I think.
Yeah, film.
Just see what... Just hope it's something that we know.
OK, film. Film it is. Let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Jack Black films as they could. Jack Black films. Richard.
Yes, we're looking for any feature film made for cinema release for which Jack Black has received an acting credit prior to the beginning of May 2012, please. As always, no TV films, documentaries or short films, but voice performances do count. Very best of luck.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £2,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yep. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Right, straight away. Anchorman. Dogma. Oh, actually, it might not be in Dogma. It's in Anchorman because it kicks Will Ferrell's dog over the bridge.
His best film ever is High Fidelity, which I don't think a lot of people know.
With John Cusack.
Yeah, great film.
High Fidelity, Anchorman.
Skull of Rock.
Probably
it's
Skull of Rock.
King Kong is in. Borrowers.
Borrowers, is it?
Yeah, he's in that new with little people.
Could go with Borrowers.
Or is it the Borrowers, or is it Robinson Crusoe?
It is.
Yeah.
But is that out yet?
Yeah, it's out, but it's going to be high.
You look at it like High Fidelity. You got your Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda.
What about the
Kung Fu Panda 2?
Nacho Libre. People might not remember that.
Nacho Libre, Kung Fu Panda 2.
Nacho Libre.
And High Fidelity.
No, Anchorman.
Anchorman?
Guarantee Anchorman is in it for about 2 seconds.
Nacho, Anchorman, High Fidelity.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
10 seconds. You've got him.
Yeah.
You've got him. Wow, you spoiled for choice. OK, well, we'll stop the clock. We were looking for Jack Black films. I now need to know which 3 you're going to submit.
We'll go for Anchorman.
Anchorman.
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
And Nacho Libre.
And Nacho Libre. Of those 3, which do you think is your best?
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity, I'd say. It's very obscure.
High Fidelity.
OK, High Fidelity last.
Yep, Nacho Libre first.
Nacho Libre first.
And Anchorman.
And Anchorman in the middle. OK, let's put them on the board in that order. We have got Nacho Libre, Anchorman, High Fidelity. OK, we were looking for Jack Black films. You said Nacho Libre was your least likely shot at a pointless answer. You only have to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that £2,250. What would you do with that, Martin? 2,250 quid.
I'm thinking I'm just going to spend it on holidays, pretty much. Me and my girlfriend have wanted to see a few places.
Excellent. Dan?
Probably the same. Probably go away this summer somewhere. So.
Very nice indeed. OK, well, very best of luck. Let's see if your first film will do it. Nacho Libre, you said. It has to be right. It has to be pointless. If it's both of those things, you will leave here with £2,250. Nacho Libre. How many people said it? Absolutely right. Well, down it goes. If this goes all the way down to 0, you leave here with £2,250, still going down, into single figures, still going down. Oh, 2. Wow. Right, OK, well, that's the kind of ballpark we're in, then. 2 for Nacho Libre. OK, only 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. It is all riding on High Fidelity and Anchorman. Your next choice was Anchorman. Anchorman, you were absolutely certain. You remember him in it?
Dead certain. He kicks Will Ferrell's dog over the side of a bridge. After being knocked off his bike by a burrito. I'm certain of it.
OK, well, let's hope nobody said Anchorman. Let's hope it's right. This is your second shot at that jackpot, £2,250. How many people said Anchorman? It's right. Nacho Libre took us down to 2. Anchorman. You were pretty sure no one would know this. Down it goes into single figures, still going down. Down it goes. You've done it! Very, very well done indeed. It doesn't get better than that. Oh. Fabulous.
Wasn't it Armstrong?
Very well done. Yeah, well done, Armstrong and Miller. That was brilliant, and I have to say, richly, richly deserved. Not only the way you've played all the way through the show, but saying Armstrong and Miller like that, as you did. I think that really is a very impressive turn. Very well done, Anchorman. A pointless answer, which means you do take home our jackpot today of £2,250. Very well done. How about that?
Yeah, very good. Well played, Dan and Martin. You're quite right. Very brief cameo from Jack Black where he does exactly what you said he did to the dog, which you said he did that thing to as well. High Fidelity, your other answer would have scored you 4 points. 4 points. So it's a good job that Anchorman was pointless. Very well remembered. Let's take a look at some of the pointless answers. Airborne would have been pointless. 2 Tim Robbins movies here, Bob Roberts and Cradle Will Rock, both of those pointless. Demolition Man, he's in. Evil Woman, Ice Age, where he plays Zeke. That's a voice performance. Those are pointless. Johnny Skidmarks, Orange County with Colin Hanks, and Waterworld, he's also in. Could have also had Shark Tale, Cable Guy, MV, Run, Ronnie, Run. Very well done if you've got any of those at home. But congratulations for Anchorman. It's a very good spot and very well remembered.
Very well done indeed. And thanks once again to our winning players, Dan and Martin, who go away to today's jackpot of £2,250. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.